It's Plush Tonight, showcasing the latest in professional spa treatments from Plush Medical Spa, Westgate Parkway, Dothan. With owner and medical director, Dr. Amanda Bell, board certified in internal medicine. Here's Dr. Bell with your host, Barbara Kennedy.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Plush Tonight. We are here at Plush Medical Spa. It's located on Westgate Parkway in Dothan, Alabama, and is the most complete medical spa in the Wiregrass area. Hello, I'm Babs, and I'm here with Dr. Amanda Bell. And tonight we're going to be talking about LATISSE.
That's
now,
right.
Tell us about that.
LATISSE is a medication that we dispense and sell here at Plush Medical Spa, and it is used for eyelash growth. It's intended to be used by people who do not have adequate lashes, but since that's a fairly subjective thing to have, pretty much anyone can use LATISSE. It is originally was used for glaucoma, and it is still used for glaucoma, although the drug itself is marketed under another name. It's not sold as LATISSE, it's sold as Lumigan.
Oh, okay.
And so it had been used for a long time for glaucoma, and some of the side effects they noticed were very appealing for other reasons. The people that used the medicine for glaucoma as an eye drop directly into the eye found that they were having amazing eyelashes as a result of using the drops. So what the company did testing and got FDA approval for it to be used just as a drop that's put on an applicator on your eyelid, like eyeliner is put on. You use it in the evening after you wash your face and remove all your makeup. And you just apply one drop along the upper lid margin, and it will dramatically lengthen and darken your lashes. In fact, I haven't seen anyone that doesn't get very good results from LATISSE. In fact, people who don't really need it as much as others will find that eventually they have to cut back on the number
It starts growing too much, huh?
Well, they have to cut back on the number of days a week that they're using it, and or else they'll have to cut the lashes themselves to keep them from being too crazy long.
Do they get really long in the length, or it's just it grows more eyelashes?
It grows more lashes. It lengthens the life cycle of every lash you have so that they last longer. They're thicker and they're darker. So it basically improves them in every way. You're not putting the drop directly into your eye. You're putting it on your eyelid. So the side effects that were rarely seen when using it as a glaucoma eye drop are not really seen with LATISSE, unless for some reason you're putting that drop in your eye when you should be putting it on your eyelid. Those side effects, the one that everybody worries about the most is the potential for iris, or the colored part of your eye, darkening from use of LATISSE. This was a side effect, and is a side effect, that's seen in a small percentage of people that use it as an eye drop. So as long as you're not using it as an eye drop into the eye itself, the chances of your iris darkening over time with use of LATISSE is very, very small. The one side effect that people do notice is a slight pinkening of the lid margin area, but that's usually right around the area where you're putting eyeliner and eyeshadow anyway, so most people don't care too much about a slight pinkening of the eyelid. That tends to be about its worst the day after applying LATISSE, but certainly it's nothing dramatic like people are expecting it to be.
So LATISSE does require a prescription, so how much does it cost?
Well, it does require a prescription, but since I'm a physician, I can see you and prescribe it and dispense it all in the same visit. We do choose to dispense LATISSE here because we're able to sell it for a much cheaper price than the chain drugstores do. So while at Walgreens or CVS you're going to pay around $120 plus tax for a month's supply of LATISSE, here at the spa we sell it for $95, and that includes your doctor's consultation and any follow-up visits you may need as well are all included in the price. Right now, the company that makes LATISSE, Allergan, is having a special offer where if you sign up on latisseoffer.com, they'll send you a coupon for a free month of LATISSE with the purchase of your first month's supply of LATISSE. We'll also tell you how to make that 1 month supply box last you a full 2 months. So lots of good information here, and I personally use LATISSE. I only use it once or twice a week now because otherwise my lashes get ridiculously long, and so once or twice a week is a good maintenance dose for me.
Now when people do this, do they have to use the same amount of mascara or do they use less?
Usually you can get away with using less, but the whole point of doing this is to look like you have lots of lashes. So I don't really know anyone that doesn't use mascara after using LATISSE because they want to highlight the effects that they've gotten from the lash lengthening and thickening. And it does work very well for everyone. So in addition to dispensing LATISSE here at the spa to make your eyelashes more beautiful, we're also now doing eyelash and eyebrow tinting, and we're going to be talking about that tonight. We're going to see Katie, one of our estheticians, do an eyelash and eyebrow tinting procedure on Melanie. And then we're going to have Rachel, our other esthetician, do Melanie's makeup. We're going to talk about Jane Iredale Cosmetics, the makeup we use here at the spa. And Rachel's going to show us how she uses that.
That sounds exciting.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So we're here with Katie and our patient Melanie for the day. Katie's going to tint Melanie's eyelashes and eyebrows. What color are we using?
I'm going to use brown for the brows and black for her eyelashes.
We were teasing her earlier, asking her if she wanted blue eyebrows, but I guess no, right? No. You'd be kind of mad if you left here with blue eyebrows. That's okay. We won't make you mad.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
It's pretty typical to do brown on the eyebrows and black on the eyelashes. Everybody wants their eyelashes to be nice and black. So how long will this tint last, Katie?
A couple of weeks, actually.
And how much does something like this cost?
Well, the brows are $15 and the lashes are $20.
And so you're going to put some Vaseline on her eyeballs, or where are you going to put that?
This is just a little protector to go under her eye so the tint doesn't stain her skin.
Okay.
You doing the top and the bottom, or just the top?
The top and bottom.
Okay.
It hasn't been that long that the Board of Cosmetology in Alabama has been allowing eyelash and eyebrow tinting to be done.
So just look up for me.
They stopped for a while because people were using the wrong kind of dyes on eyelashes and eyebrows, so they just banned it altogether for a while till they had the proper regulations down to regulate it the way they needed to. Form of vegetable dye that we use. Is that correct, Katie?
Yes, I believe so. Just close for me. There you go, and you're just going to keep your eyes closed. Just takes just a second to mix this up.
You actually have very beautiful lashes. They're nice and long. They're not very light, but the tips of them are, so I can see why you would want to get them tinted. Keep you from really having to wear mascara for a couple of weeks. It'll look beautiful. Have you ever done this before?
Nope, this is the first time.
You look nervous.
I just want to open my eyes.
Well, no, just close them. Kind of, just close them softly. You don't really have to worry about any tension on them or anything. Just try to relax. She's mixing up the tint. She's going to apply it with a little
let me know when you
paintbrush.
go down and touch me, because I'll flinch.
All right.
And get it everywhere.
Just keep your eyes closed, and I'm touching you now. You may feel the fumes from this. That's totally normal. It's not in your eye. So all you do is keep your eyes closed for me.
Yeah, all you really have to do, Melanie, is keep your eyes closed. She'll do everything else.
And you're able to get the top and bottom lashes by doing this.
It's great. You get both sides without having to clump up with a lot of mascara.
How long does that have to stay on?
Just for a couple minutes.
Doesn't take long at all. Move into your other eye. And I can get right up on the base of the lashes with this too.
So any sensation at all? Any burning or stinging or tingling or what's
No.
going on, Melanie?
Nothing. Just feels wet when it touches my skin, but other than that, I don't feel any fumes.
So Katie, can they still do this if they're using LATISSE to make their eyelashes grow?
Yes, you can. Those aren't going to affect each other. Okay, we're just going to let that set while I do your eyebrows.
You look like you've been crying and your mascara's all smeared. Right, you look like your boyfriend broke up with you at the prom.
Don't make me laugh.
Okay, so brown for the eyebrows then. You actually have, sorry, didn't mean to frighten you. You actually have a lot of hair out here laterally that could probably be darkened up quite a bit. So your brows are
Yeah.
going to look quite a bit thicker after this.
It's like she was saying that they're lighter at the tip than they are at the root.
Most people's are like that.
It's really good for people that like to color their brows in. They won't have to do that for several weeks.
Right, I tend to use a brow kit that Jane Iredale makes on my brows on most days. I guess if I went ahead and got them tinted, perhaps I wouldn't have to.
Now this we don't leave on very long at all. I'm just going to brush it on and pretty much take it right off. Turn this way just a little.
Why don't you leave it on as long as the eyelashes, because the hair's finer?
It just it develops a lot quicker here, and you don't want your brows to be too dark.
Right, your lashes really can't be too black,
Yeah.
right? So, but I think conceivably those brows could be, so. We'd rather err on the conservative side with you. Certainly, if this wasn't dark enough for you, we could add in more processing time next time to get you a little darker. It's really going to be up to you and how you like the end result this time.
This off your eye now. Just relax your eyes. I know it's kind of hard.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, you look like you have mascara on.
Sweet. Because I hate putting mascara on.
Okay, I'm just going to wipe your eye now.
Keep them closed. Looks good. Got a little extra dye over here on her cheek.
That's really easy to get off too.
So what are you using to get it off? Just some sort of solvent that comes with the kit?
To remove the dye from her, I'm using just water, but we also have some remover that gets that off if it was to smear anywhere.
Yeah, it seems like it comes off pretty easily just with water.
Makes it almost impossible to mess eyebrows up if you have a little remover to kind of go back and fix them up with.
That's good. Nobody wants their eyebrows messed up.
So I'm just going to keep wiping. You can go ahead and open your eyes. Tell me if you feel any fumes at all.
Yeah.
Feel
Just going to
good?
wipe underneath while your eyes are open.
I'm just going to go back
Wow,
with a little
those
remover.
lower lashes look really dark. Okay, now I want mine done. Here at Plush, we carry Jane Iredale Cosmetics. They are a mineral cosmetic, but they are only sold by physicians and physicians' practices. So they're not as commonly or well known as some of the other mineral makeups out there. But I have changed all of my makeup over to Jane Iredale, one piece at a time, thinking that I would eventually find a piece that I didn't like as well, but that didn't happen. I had been using a mixture of Clinique and Bare Minerals before I started using Jane Iredale, and I don't think I have any of those pieces left on my counter in my bathroom. So I'm here with Rachel. Rachel is one of our estheticians, as you know, but she is also our main makeup artist. So she does most of the makeup work around here, although Katie does do some. But we use all Jane Iredale makeup in our makeup sessions and in our consultations, and I think it's the best out there.
I would agree completely.
Jane Iredale's really good for your skin. It's full of antioxidants, and the foundations have sunscreen in them, so you don't generally have to add another sunscreen in unless you really want to under your makeup. But Jane Iredale, I guess, is best known for what it doesn't have. It is talc-free, it has no parabens, no phthalates, no synthetic dyes, no synthetic fragrances. It has, it's petroleum-free, it's non-comedogenic, and it's not tested on animals. So it's about as perfect of a makeup as you can find. And it layers very well and gives you excellent coverage. So for older people with dark circles under their eyes like me, for younger people that battle acne, it does give you amazing coverage. And Rachel's gonna do a makeup session on Melanie, who just got her eyelashes and eyebrows tinted, and I'll let you have it.
Thank you. Hey Melanie, okay, so we just got your eyebrows and your lashes tinted. You're ready for makeup, and we're gonna go ahead and start by using a little bit of concealer and some primer. Absence is a product from Jane Iredale that I love. It's great for acne scarring, pinning. I can consider it the spackle of makeup. It's one of my favorite things. So I'm going to go ahead and put a thin, even layer on you. And what would you say your biggest concern is as a woman with makeup?
I don't know how to put it on.
Absolutely. Now that's another thing about Jane Iredale. The reason why you don't see it sold to the masses in retail stores, department counters, is mostly because you have to have some knowledge on how to apply it. Mineral makeup is entirely different than anything you've ever used in the past. So if you don't know what you're doing, it can be very intimidating. With just the primer, I'm working it in a very thin layer, just brushing it through. Right now I'm using a Taklon Nylon liquid foundation brush. It's going to pale her out a little bit, even out her skin tone. Anytime you're applying foundation, you want to create the most even canvas possible. And primer always first. I'm going to give a little bit of liquid foundation a shot. That's the really cool thing about Jane Iredale's, even their liquid is considered mineral. Make sure with their liquid that you work it into your brush a little bit before you just throw it on there. And this might be your exact shade, but I'll make sure to even you out with some powder too. So I'm going to put it where I need it. And just work it into the skin. And because you have kind of a red undertone, I'm going to try to cancel that out by using this light beige color. Now my next step is going to be using a little bit of Golden Glow. Give you some color. And with their mineral pressed foundation, you don't have to swirl, tap, and buff. That's very overrated. Actually, you're just stippling it into the skin. Kind of working in quadrants.
It smells good.
Good. And Jane Iredale doesn't feel heavy, it feels light. You're going to get everything you want out of it. Like I said, I'm just kind of working it in there. Now if I were using their loose powder, I'd probably put a little bit more motion into how I apply this. But with the matte, and because it's pressed, it's not necessary. And I personally love the matte foundation. It gives you really great coverage and you don't have that dewy glow. For some people with dry skin, that's great. If you have really youthful skin and you're virtually flawless already, you don't need a lot of coverage, loose powder is the way to go. But if I want it to last, I usually go with the matte makeup. I'm working all the way down. I want to make sure she doesn't have any lines of demarcation from her chin to her jawline. And don't be afraid. And for ladies who are doing more formal attire with their makeup, Don't be afraid to go back behind the hairline too. If you have an updo, it's important to make sure your skin tone's even all around. And a lot of times that little skin on the back of your neck's not the same shade as the rest of you, so it won't hurt. Now, I don't recommend this for everybody, but this is a great product too. It smells a little bit like a Tootsie Roll. This is a cream blush. I'm just going to put a hairline on there.
It does smell like a Tootsie Roll.
It does. I know. I love it. But if you like cream and you want more of a natural look, this is a great product. At home, honestly, just using your fingers will work just fine. You could also use that same liquid brush again. But this will give you what you want. We're giving you a very natural cheek. If we're doing a dramatic eye, you don't want to draw too much attention to too many things. Most of the time you want to pick one feature, either your lip or your eye. So I'm just kind of working in that cream blush. Now for your eye color, I'm going to use the Eye Steps from Jane Iredale. It's one of my favorite little new things they have. It's 3 things of eyeshadow. You have your highlight, 2 colors, and a couple more for more dramatic look. You can go from day to night with this palette. I always start with the lightest color right underneath the brow. And for you ladies at home who don't know how to do smoky eyes, just keep all these in mind. Different eye shapes require different things, and a smoky eye doesn't have to be that traditional thick black liner. It can actually be pretty natural. You can give it almost an earthy smoky eye look using warm tones depending on your skin. So I'm going right underneath the brow, and I'm covering the whole lid. It's just a lot easier for me to work with shadow once we got a little bit of powder on there. Now I'm going to start with my next to the darkest shade. I'm going to use a little bit of the brown. Go right there in the corner in the crease. It's more of an amber color. I'm going to darken it up here in just a second. To finish it up, I'm going to use their liquid liner. Another favorite, Dr. Bell's. The liquid holds up really, really well too. It's one of my favorites. But I'm going to do a very thin, delicate line. I don't want it to be too thick. Starting from the inner corner, working my way out, using small brush strokes. Doing just a little bit of a wing. Okay, keep them shut for me. Okay, and be very, very careful with liquid whenever you're doing this. It's not forgiving. And you don't want to open them too soon because often your lids are still wet. I'm going to transfer the color to the top, which is a huge hassle to remove. While that's drying, just keep your eyes shut for me. And go ahead and do our brows. Now you've already had them tinted, so they really don't need a lot. Just anytime you're dealing with brows, you always want to make sure they look their best. They're giving you the most amount of color without it looking too over the top. And they have brow gel too, which is great for people who have that coarse, wiry hair. I'm just going to use a little bit of powder. And even with dark brows, ladies, don't be afraid to emphasize your brow shape. I myself have almost pitch black brows, but I always fill them in with just a little bit of powder to give them a very even look. I love this mascara because you can actually squeeze the tube to get everything that you need out of it. So it lasts pretty long. Now I'm going to get you to look halfway relaxed for me. Perfect. I'm going to start from the bottom. The best way to apply mascara is to actually get it into the lash itself and then brush straight out. That motion that we do all the time is going to really help us. We got to get a good base first. There we go. Okay, open for me. Look straight up. And don't forget about your bottom. You absolutely can line the bottom. For me, I'd rather actually line the bottom with a pencil than a liquid. You tend to water there more. But hers looks so good already from tinting. I'm not using a lot of color. And the whole goal with eyeliner, ladies, is to create a thicker lash line, that illusion. You're not really trying to look too dramatic with liner. Now, just to finish your look, I'm going to give you a very light gloss. And I love this gloss. It's not too sticky, not too thick. Has good color on it, and it stays forever. It's wonderful. I'm using Mocha. I want to give you, once again, a natural lip because I did a dark eye. Smack them together for me. There you go. Open wide. There you go. Okay, and you are good to go.
We would like to thank Melanie for being on our show tonight. She looks beautiful. And her eyelashes are, wow, incredible.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the eyelashes.
So thank you for tuning in to Plush Tonight. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
This has been Plush Tonight with Dr. Amanda Bell. Thanks for watching.